Hello and welcome back to another one of our hands-on tech demos. This is another one of our Illustrator demos, and we're just taking it nice and easy through the beginning. And so this time we're going to show you how to create some custom shapes using the pen tool. So what I've got here is I've opened up Adobe Illustrator, and we're going to start by creating some basic shapes that we can kind of build off of. So I'm going to come right over here, look at my tools here to kind of outline this for you guys. Off that pause. So we're going to come right over here and grab this pen tool right over here in our sidebar here. Mine's set up like this. So you're looking for this if you're got the typical double panel or whatever. We're looking for our pen tool. And we're going to just create ourselves a basic shape. So today, maybe I'm going to create a heart shape. So let me switch my zoom right over here to pen. And I can come over here now. There's two ways you can do this. If you click and point, you're going to get kind of a jagged shape like so. And when you take it back over here, it's going to snap that back in. I can hit Control Z and do all that. Also notice that if you click and drag, it'll round these out. So some people like to do it like this and try to kind of touch each one of them there, but then you're going to have to learn how to break your points and so forth like that. So I like to start beginners off with just the straight up edges. So we're just going to click and not drag and kind of go like so. And you'll notice I've got some smart guides that are trying to, align these up there. We'll go over alignment in another video, so don't worry too much about this being perfect. This is kind of more of a hand-drawn heart shape for us here. So you'll notice, depending on how you clicked when you close it off, you might see all the vertices and the little control points there, or you might see something like this here. So if you need to select it, so if you see it like this, this is your basic selection tools. And if you hit A, you're going to be able to select the vertices. Also, if you're looking for it on the toolbar again, what we're really doing is we're toggling on hot keys between these two right over here. So we're either going based off of our selection or a direct selection. So the difference is the direct selection is going to allow us to select in of these individual anchor points. Now you notice when I first clicked on that, that's kind of catch that gets a lot of beginners, and it still gets me as I'm trying to record videos and speak at the same time, is when you first click on one of these, you're expecting to move the anchor, it moves all of them because they're all selected when you make that change. So notice that when you're changing from one to the other with the hotkey, it does select all of them. So a lot of times you have to click on it again, and you'll notice the difference between a hollow one that's got a little white fill inside of it and the solid one. That allows you to click on the individual endpoints there. So you can kind of move these around, shape them up, and you'll see if you got smart guides on, it's going to kind of line it up for you. So if you wanted to try to have all these at similar points. Now you'll notice that I do have a course over here on the side. I love to use my alignment tools. It's a little bit more advanced. We'll get into that in a different segment or video, but you'll see that there's a lot of these options, and you can use these in tandem with your vertices. So for example, I could come in here and select all the vertices in the middle, toggling between the presentation tools and Illustrator tools. So I can select all these, and I'm just holding down Shift multiple select these here, since that doesn't show up in the recording. And then I can choose to like align these, to have them be evenly or have them aligned here. If I also want to evenly space all of these out, I can use some of these other tools. So like this is the equal distribution one. And because I clicked on that last one, it did that awesomeness. So that is always a little trick that'll catch you sometimes if you have them, or if it's all of them are selected and you try to do it, it can end up aligning them to the left or right. So make sure you don't have all of them selected. Click the equal distribution, it'll line those guys up. And then likewise, I can kind of try to get these guys squared up. Might offset it a little bit, and then kind of keep going like that. So once you've got kind of the heart shape that you want, and in this case, since that guy's in the center, in this case not, I can click on this one, click on that one as the second, and tell it to align to that side. And now I've got them kind of evenly distributed. Last thing I want to show you guys today in this simple pin tool is to kind of change the shape of these. So notice that right now these are all anchor points that are rigid. to change that, what you can do, and let me clear my previous box there, is I can come over here on the side and I can click and hold down on my tool here. And what I can do is switch this to the anchor point tool. And you can do this with Shift C for a shortcut too. And you'll notice that now I have this little hollow arrow when I click on the anchor. And what it happens is if I click on this, it'll actually drag out those handles. And you can kind of, eyeball it that way. Or if you hold down the Shift key, it's going to lock you to like 45-degree increments there. So I can do that on each of these to kind of get my little heart shape. And then likewise, if I want to kind of round these guys out, I can do this and kind of make it vertical and so forth to kind of get that heart shape. Now, of course, if I wanted to change the color, of course, we just switch back. Let me clear my lines there. And we can switch back with our whole heart selected here. Instead of it being white, we can come up and say, oh, let's make this a pink heart. And if I want to remove the stroke, I could click on the stroke here. Maybe I don't want that black outline. I can take that off. And when I deselect it, you'll see that it's got a nice shape to it. And again, you can kind of keep tweaking and adjusting each of these as necessary. You don't have to have those lines showing in order to work with them. And you can also use the arrow key. So for example, here, if I grab this guy, grab this here, I can use my arrow keys to kind of shift this up and down and then switch back to my curve tool and keep tweaking that roundness till I get something that I like. So you notice here now I won't hold down Shift. I'm just going to kind of go with an artistic eye, kind of get a nice rounded shape to my heart there. So that's it for this time. Just a little bit more with the pen tool. Play around with it, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks.